Victory Christian Academy coming off a game yesterday in which they defeated Calumet Christian of Griffith by a score of 14-5. They racked up 10 hits and limited Calumet Christian to just 3 hits. It was not an error-free game, however. 5 errors committed by Victory Christian in that game. This would have been Thursday night on the 19th. And then Calumet Christian committing 4 errors in that contest. Now, here's the first pitch of this afternoon's game. And it's high, and it is a ball. So Evan Wilson taking a 1-0 count here after the first pitch from Jerome McCullough. From Malcom Jordan, the left-handed pitcher for Gary Westside. Now the inside pitch is way inside and hits the batter. And so Evan Wilson takes the base on a hit by the pitch. And so Victory Christian has their first runner on base.
Down the left field line, David, is 320. Down the right field line, 335 here at U.S. Steelyard, 400. That's major league distance to straightaway center field.
Well, Calvin Reisinger, the shortstop for Calumet Christian, now up to bat, a right-handed batter, and the first pitch is a little low and outside, and the runner at first holds up there. He looked like he might break for a second.
It was almost a bluff move on the part of Evan Wilson.
Here's the pitch from Malcom Jordan, and it's a slow pitch, but here's a throw down to second as the runner goes for second. He's in safely, as actually the throw was over the second baseman's head, however backed up, over the shortstop's head, backed up by the second baseman. So Wilson advancing on a stolen base, and the count is now, I'm not sure what the count is.
The count is currently a ball and a strike to Calvin Reisinger.
Okay. Here's a fly ball hit to left field. Coming in to make the play is actually backing up is the third baseman, who makes a catch there in the infield with a high fly ball. So a pop-up F5 on your scorecard, and that'll be the first out, with the runner holding at second base there.
Aaron Hall, the third baseman for the Gary Westside Cougars, making that play as you have a runner at second in the name of Evan Wilson.
Well, Peter Guess, another right-handed batter for Calumet Christian at the plate, and a high pitch for a ball.
You take a look, Dave, at the outfielders. You have the center fielder and the right fielder. They are playing more in toward the infield, while you have the left fielder now starting to come in, but he was playing more deep.
1-0 the count, and the runner is leading off at second. He gets back as the pitcher looks him back to the base. Boy, the wind is blowing briskly there. Left center field is flapping very rapidly from left to right. There's a called strike right over the outside corner of the plate, right about the level of the numbers.
And it looked like it also had some break to that pitch, almost like a slider.
It did. It broke. It looked like it was going to be outside, and it broke over the plate. So a nice pitch there. Here's another breaking pitch, similar to the last one. He takes a swing and misses. So now we've got a 1-2 count on Peter Guess.
I'll tell you what, one thing I've noticed about Malcom Jordan here, Dave, is that he is using a lot of his pitches with different speeds. He is doing a lot, it seems, to fool these Victory Christian hitters in the early going.
There's a ground ball hit to the shortstop. Throw over to first is in time. Play goes 6-3 on your scorecard. Routine ground out that advances the runner from second over to third in the person of Evan Wilson. That's out number 2.
And Wilson, Dave, was going with the pitch, so the hit and run that time being utilized by Paul Walker's team.
Yeah, there was a 1-2 count, I believe, at that time. So now Wilson leading off third base towards home plate. And this time we've got a left-handed batter in Evan Longhi. So it's a lefty against lefty here. And the first pitch is a strike.
And next to the outside corner. And one thing about Malcom Jordan, you have to be impressed with the way he's been able to control the plate.
Yeah, he had that hit batsman to put the runner on the base initially. Now that ball is a ball a little low, mishandled there momentarily by the catcher. Drops out of his mitt. 1-1 is the count with 2 outs here. Runner at third. At bat, no score. Here's the pitch from Jordan. And, boy, that looked like that was close there, Frank, but it's a ball.
It was upstairs a little bit, Dave. That's why it is 2-1. And, of course, with 2 outs, you don't have the advantage of the sacrifice fly, so what you're trying to do is poke in the outfield, a big hole in right center.
Yeah, there looks to be a lot of room. Ooh, there's a swing and a tip back foul ball. Evens the count now at 2-2.
And that's the way it seems they're trying to tally up the first run here of the game, Dave. Victory Christian. They're playing a lot of small ball. They were able to get the runner on first and Evan Wilson. He was able to steal second, advance to third on a ground out. That's typical small ball.
Yeah. Jordan getting the signal from his catcher. There's a high pitch. And so now we got a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here at the top of the first inning. Early in the game, it's Victory Christian taking on Gary Westside. Here's the pitch. Oh, a swing and a drop ball. Here goes the throw to first, and it's in time for the force out. That's out number 3. So I guess that's technically a strikeout, throw out. Out number 3.
This Saturday, action of Railcats Challenge. Anyway, here is Jerome McCullen, the second baseman, leading off, and the first pitch is grounded right back to the pitcher. Wilson will field his position right at the mound. He'll throw out the leadoff hitter, McCullen. So it goes 1-3 on the putout.
Nice handling of that routine ground ball. Sometimes early in the game you can get flustered on a quick hit right back to the pitcher.
One thing about being a pitcher, Dave, it takes quick reflexes. It's not just delivering the ball. You have to field your position. One guy that I can honestly say was great at doing that was arguably Greg Maddux in his number of years. I mean, take a look at the gold gloves that he won with the Atlanta Braves. Granted, he didn't win with the Chicago. 5 gold gloves with the Atlanta Braves. So that will bring up Todd Porter, the shortstop, and the count is 0-2 as he takes called strike 2 on the outer half of the plate. Evan Wilson tiptoeing the first base side of the rubber. Checks his sign, has the sign, kicks the left leg, fires away. It's swung on and missed, strike 3. So 3 pitches takes care of Todd Porter, the shortstop. So 2 up, Dave, 2 down quickly here in the bottom half of the first inning for the Gary Westside Cougars. So Malcom Jordan, the pitcher, standing in the right-handed batter's box, and he takes a pitch outside and low for ball 1. Pitcher to pitcher here, Malcom Jordan, the left-hander for the Gary Westside Cougars. Evan Wilson tiptoeing the rubber for Victory Christian. And there's a line drive sinking the left center field. It will be in the mitt of Mac Price, the center fielder, and 3 up, 3 down, and that will do it for the Westside Cougars here in their half of the first inning. A quick inning it was, scoreless at the end of 1 here on USA-365.
And we're back live now at US Steelyard in Gary, Indiana. Dave Woodworth along with Frank Sprankle, and ready for the top of the second inning here as the Victory Christian Lions are taking on the Gary Westside Cougars. And leading off this inning will be Sam Brown, the catcher, followed by Mac Price, the center fielder, and Evan Dewey. First pitch is a swing and a miss for Sam Brown.
Yeah, and once again, Malcom Jordan taking some off of that pitch. We've been able to see him really utilize different speeds when it comes to trying to get these hitters out.
Yeah, that pitch is on the other side of the plate, inside corner of the plate, and it's a called strike 2. Brown, a right-handed batter. He's behind the count now, so he's got to watch closely in this pitch as it's delivered. This one's high. And he steps out, take a look at the signal from his third base coach. Wind's still pretty fierce here at the Steelyard. And that pitch got a little away from Jordan, as that was way outside. So 2-2 count. So after being ahead of the pitcher ahead of the batter, that is, Jordan is now even 2-2. Swung on, pop fly, back out of play. That's going to be foul, and that will hit in the stands, bounces around, and one of the fans will have a souvenir, I believe.
And that's also part of the beauty of attending the baseball game, Dave Woodworth. Foul balls, home runs, they are souvenirs free of charge. All
right, so I think courtesy of the Steelyard here, home of the Railcats baseball team, the count remains 2-2 on Sam Brown for Victory Christian. Here's the pitch. Swung on, looks like a line drive up the center into short center field, and that's a base hit for Sam Brown. In fact, that's actually the first base hit of this afternoon's ball game.
Second time, Dave, that in the last 2 innings that Victory Christian has been able to get the leadoff man on. Of course, Evan Wilson hit by the pitch to open up the first inning. Let's see what type of strategic maneuvers Paul Walker is going to be playing here.
Yeah, it was just kind of a ground, a rolling ball. He looked like he kind of topped the ball, but it went straight up the field, just to the right of second base. Now there's a stolen base attempt. The throw to second is not in time, and Sam Brown easily gets there to beat the throw. So a stolen base right away puts a runner in scoring position for Victory Christian.
Almost a mirror image of the first inning. You had Evan Wilson getting on base. Calvin Reisinger was up. And with Reisinger up, Wilson was able to steal second.
And that was a ball. Now there's a swing, and it gets past the shortstop. A ground ball in towards home plate, and the throw to home is not in time. Brown scores. Now the throw to second base gets away from the fielder, and Price runs all the way over to third base on that ground ball that probably should have been handled by the shortstop. It was picked up by the left fielder who was playing short, and the throw to home was high and off the mark.
I don't quite know what the official scoring on that is, but you almost got to score it as a double and an error on the catcher for throwing that.
Yeah, I would give it a single with an error, but I guess everybody... that's the official USA 365 scorecard, but... Anyway, one run is in the house for Victory Christian. They're leading at 1-0 here in the top of the first with no outs, and they've got another runner on third base in the person of Mac Price. Evan Dewey at the plate right now, and here's the first pitch from Mr. Jordan. Chopped and a foul tip back behind the catcher, so that'll be 0-1 count on Dewey.
And you have all three of your outfielders. It is a dawning for West Side of Moody, Edward, and Scott. They are all playing in with Evan Dewey at the plate.
That pitch looked like it was right over the plate, but it was a little high, so that is, well, I'll take that back. It's a 1-2 count now. I guess that was a strike on Evan Dewey.
Third baseman is playing close to the edge of the infield grass.
There's the throw home, and it's over the head of the catcher, and Price scores easily, but only after Dewey is thrown out at first base. So what was that?
That's going to be scored, strikeout, put out 1-3 with an RBI attached to it.
Okay, a throw, strikeout.
So Mac Price a tally in the process.
So Price scores, but Dewey, does he get the RBI on that?
He should. Well, he may not because he was called because it was a strikeout throw him out.
Okay, so that's kind of a fielder's choice scoring. I guess technically it could be counted RBI, but at any rate, Victory Christian is up now by a score of 2-0 on one hit. And so apparently that is going to be ruled. But there is no... Okay, we do see two errors on the Gary Westside
I don't know what we're seeing.
Scorecard.
Two errors, definitely. We did have an error.
It was an error?
We had an error definitely on when Mac Price was up and he was able to bring in Sam Brown. We did have an error on that play.
Yeah, and then the throwing error from the catcher towards second base is what allowed Price then to advance to third base. Now it's Cade Weiler, the left fielder, at bat, a right-handed batter. 1 out, 2 runs in for Victory Christian here in the top of the second inning. And Malcom Jordan's pitch is a called strike, a 3-2 count, full count now on Cade Weiler.
Talking to people from both teams, Dave, a key in this game is going to be scoring early, and Victory Christian has already established that fact.
Weiler just taps the ball down the first base line. It's scooped up by the first baseman, runs over and tags first base, but it's actually a foul ball. It was just to the right of the first base line.
Well, Kevin Suttle's playing first base for Westside. Give credit for him getting to the line and making the play, or what would have been the play if it weren't foul.
Weiler is 5 for 19 on the season with a .357 batting average, and that is going to be a called third strike on Cade Weiler. So strikeout there, out number 2. That brings up the number 9 batter in the batting order, Colin Wilson, the right fielder.
Malcom Jordan has yielded 2 runs, but he's also struck out 3, so give him some credit here.
Yeah, Colin Wilson is got a .250 batting average, 2 for 13 on the season. As we said, Victory Christian has played 7 games this year so far, a 4-3 record. It's a called strike.
Colin Wilson, you're back to Evan Wilson at the top of the order.
And that pitch appeared to be a little high as well. So a 1-1 count with 2 outs here on Colin Wilson. The bases are clear right now. Victory Christian Academy with a 2-0 lead. Number 9 batter in the right side of the batting box, batting from the right side. 2-1 to count now after that ball. Swung on and it fouled back to the backstop. The count now goes to 2-2 on Colin Wilson.
Of course, Colin Wilson playing right field this afternoon for the Lions. And here is Jordan kicking and firing away, and swung on and missed. A fastball for strike 3, inning over. 2 runs tallied up in the process for the Victory Christian Lions.
And we're back to live action here at Gary's Railcats Stadium at U.S. Steelyard. Dave Woodworth with Frank Sprankle, and here's the play-by-play with Frank.
Thank you very much, Dave Woodworth. Anthony Cherry, the catcher, stepping tall in the left-handed batter's box. He is facing Evan Wilson and is currently 1-0 to Cherry. Now the pitch, it is fouled off slightly to the left. 1-1 the count to Cherry, as mentioned, the catcher for the Gary Westside Cougars, the home team in this game here this afternoon. 2 runs tallied up on the part of the Victory Christian Lions in their half of the second inning. Westside looking to counter here in the bottom half. Now the 1-1 pitch, swung on and fouled off to the left. Behind the count is Cherry at a ball, 2 strikes. Both of these teams, Dave, in talking to their respective players, and I've had a chance to talk to quite a few of them on the Victory Christian and even on the Gary Westside side, looking forward to playing in this beautiful ballpark that opened 9 years ago. 1-2, Wilson has the sign, kicks the left leg, the right-hander fires, and it has popped up in the shallow, almost in the shallow center, but it is fielded right near the second base bag and caught by Kelvin Reisinger.
Yeah, that ball looked like it might be carrying further than it did.
It did, from my vantage point.
It was popped up high into the air. So, yeah, that didn't really go as far as we thought it would.
So Aaron Hall, the third baseman, stepping in. And here is the delivery, and it is taken down low for ball 1. Taking a look at some of the crowd here. Victory Christian having a pretty good showing down the third base side. And the 1-0 is taken down low as it skips past into the backstop. 2-0 to the hitter, Aaron Hall, playing third base for the Gary Westside Cougars as they are donning the navy blue jerseys with the orange numerals, with the orange lettering front and orange numerals back. Now Wilson kicks and fires, and the pitch is fouled off, coming up near our direction and just shy of the press box as it drops into the seats, and a lucky lady picks up the ball with a glove in her left mitt and raising the ball with her right hand in praise that she got the baseball.
Yeah, it was just out of my reach there, Frank. Couldn't reach it from the press box.
There's the pitch, and it is swung on and missed. That will bring up a 2-2 count to Aaron Hall. Wilson looking into his catcher, has the sign. Waiting at the box is Hall in the right-handed batter's box. Now the pitch, and it is over the head of Hall, so that will bring up a full count, 3-2 to Aaron Hall. Wilson working quickly here to the third baseman of the Gary Westside Cougars. Now he kicks the left leg, fires the right arm, and the pitch coming near us. Watch out! And just in front of our broadcast facility, literally, there's a little corridor right in front of us, and that is where the ball lands. Can I have a free baseball, please?
Yeah, I'll have to open up the window and crawl out there and grab it. Oh, well.
3-2. Here is the pitch. Wilson to Hall, and it is grounded to the left side of the infield. Fielded by the shortstop. He charges from the infield grass and throws out the speedy Aaron Hall. 2 up, 2 down for the Gary Westside Cougars here in their half of the second, the bottom half.
Yeah, nice athletic move there by the shortstop, Calvin Reisinger, charging the ball and throwing a bullet over to first base to take that second out, make that second put out of the evening of the afternoon.
And that will bring up Kevin Suttles as Cherry and Hall are retired. Suttles playing the first base bag for Gary Westside here this afternoon as he steps into the right-handed batter's box, a right-handed hitter. Wilson, a right-handed pitcher, righty to righty, and here is the delivery, which is taken letter high, ball 1. The outfield for Victory Christian playing Suttles deep, left to right. Now the 1-0 offering, and it is lined in the shallow center. It's going to sink onto the grass, a base hit for Kevin Suttles.
Yeah, solid base hit into center field. Nice line drive shot. And so that's the first base hit of the game for Gary Westside. Suttles coming in strong with the first baseman for the Cougars. Brings up Takari Scott.
Corey Scott. Corey Scott. 5 shut down as a little bit of a bluff move by Suttles, but taking the pitch is for ball 1 is to Corey Scott. A slight lead off the bat for Suttles. He bluffs, and the pitch taken by Scott for ball 2 outside.
The Westside Cougars played Hammond apparently last night. Lost that game by a score of 14-7. And as we said, Westside coming into today's game with a 1-1 record. So apparently have not played that many games. I'm not sure if they had a preseason schedule or not.
Suttles a slight lead-off burst. Scott in the right-handed batter's box. Wilson has the sign ready at the belt. Slide step delivery, and it's taken in the outside corner for a called strike. 3 balls and a strike, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second. A 2-0 lead favoring Victory Christian. Now a slide step delivery and swung on and missed for strike 2. So all of a sudden the count progressing from 3-0 to 3-2 here with 2 pitchers. A runner at first in the name of Kevin Suttles to Corey Scott in the box, and the pitch is lined foul down the right side into the seats and bouncing off the seat onto the field of play. Still 3-2 with 2 men out here in the bottom half of the second inning. Now back in the box is to Corey Scott. Scott playing right field for Westside. Runner at first. He takes as he goes, and the pitch taken inside for ball 4. So Suttles will head to second. It will not be a stolen base. He was going with the pitch, but considering that Scott drew the bases on ball, he occupies first base. So that will bring up Derek Moody, who is the number 8 hitter in the lineup for Coach Campbell and the Gary Westside Cougars. He is playing left field, runners first and second, and the pitch taken outside a ball. The lead runner at second is Kevin Suttles. The runner at first is Taquari Scott. The right-handed hitter in the box is Derek Moody, the left fielder. A look to second, now the delivery, and the pitch is a sinking line drive. That is going to drop in left field. Here comes Kevin Suttles. He is going to be tallied all the way from second. He will score in the process. Moving into second is Taquari Scott, and it's an RBI single for Derek Moody, cutting the Victory Christian lead in half at 2-1.
Yeah, solid base hit there for Derek Moody, driving in a run from second base. And this is the biggest threat Westside has had in this game so far.
That will bring up Frank Brown, who is the designated hitter, and Brown swings and fouls it off to the left. 0-1. An RBI single for Derek Moody. It tallies up. Kevin Suttles moves to Corey Scott in the second. Now will be Frank Brown looking to bringing in the tying run, which favors the name of Scott at second. And the pitch swung on and missed for a strike. It is 1-1. That is the count to Frank Brown. Jamal Edward in the on-deck hole. The delivery is grounded right back up the middle and past the second base bag, a base hit. Here comes Scott. He is rounding third. He will score standing up. Another run in here in the bottom half of the second. So Gary Westside getting the 2 runs back. It is a 2-2 deadlock here in the bottom half of the second, back-to-back RBI singles.
McDonald's top of the order brings up number 8, Jerome McCullough.
Yeah, it changes the dynamics of the game here. It looked like Victory Christian might, they were going, had a shutout there going. In fact, a no-hitter going until Kevin Suttles had that with 2 outs, had that single and proceeded to score. Now it's a 2-2 ball game.
And the pitch is swung on and missed for a strike. So it is a ball and a strike. That is the count to Jerome McCullough, who is the leadoff hitter. And the pitch taken up steers the ball. Jerome McCullough 0 for 1 in this game. He grounded out to the pitcher Wilson to lead off the ball game. Now Wilson checks the runner at second, delivers to the plate, and an off-speed pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. So the count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jerome McCullough. McCullough playing second base for Gary Westside. Now the pitch taken outside and low for a ball. So it is 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. You have 2 runners aboard. They will be taking off on this pitch. It will be the pitch of decision, 3-2, 2 men out. Wilson checks the runner at second, delivers the slide step to the plate, and it's swung on and missed. They weren't running, the runners were, but McCullough strikes out, and he is 0 for 2, and that will do it. Jordan tiptoeing the third base side of the rubber. He's a southpaw, kicks the right leg, fires away, and the pitch almost hits Wilson inside a ball at 1-0. Jordan looking in, has his sign, goes into his wind, goes into his motion, delivers, and the pitch is lined down the left field line. Coming on is the left fielder right near the line, and it is caught for out number 1. Derek Moody making the catch. So Wilson, with his first official at-bat, it's a fly out to left. He is 0 for 1. Calvin Reisinger coming up to the box. Now Malcom Jordan to work. Kicks the right leg, delivers the pitch, and it misses the inside corner for ball 1.
Yeah, Reisinger is also a sophomore, 5'8", 158 pounds.
Reisinger, the shortstop for the Victory Christian Lions this afternoon. Jordan delivers the pitch at 1-0, and it's swung on and missed. A ball and a strike. Peter Guess in the on-deck circle along the third base side. The Victory Christian Lions occupying the third base dugout, the visiting team dugout opposite of the Railcats. Now the 1-1 pitch. Swung on a line down the left field line into the bullpen off the sidewall, and it is foul. A ball and 2 strikes. That is the count to Calvin Reisinger.
It looks like we're going to have a conference in the infield as the entire West Side infield comes in to consult with their coach, Greg Campbell. And looking at the situation here, a 1-2 count with one out.
Had a chance to talk to Greg Campbell before the game, Dave, and he says even though this is the early part of the regular season, it doesn't matter if it's early, middle, or late in the regular season. What you do during the course of that campaign is just preparation for the sectional tournament. That's how he sees it. That's how his ball club sees it. And it is Kelvin Reisinger looking at a 1-2 count and the meeting over. Here is the pitch. It is popped up right side of the infield, fielded by the second baseman as he holds on to it. And Kelvin Reisinger, 0 for 2. The catch made that time by Jerome McCullough.
17, Peter Guess.
So Guess, 0 for 1. A ground out to short in his first at-bat. That was in the first inning. Tiptoeing the third base side of the rubber is the pitcher, Jordan. As mentioned, Malcom Jordan, a left-hander. He kicks and fires away, and the pitch swung on and missed, a strike. A beautiful off-speed pitch from Malcom Jordan that time.
Yeah, earlier before the game, we were talking with Coach Paul Walker. He noted that they have 3 seniors and just 2 juniors on this baseball team. The rest are all freshmen or sophomores.
And Jordan delivers the 0-1, which is taken just a little bit upstairs for a ball 1-1. The count even up to Peter Guess. Evan Longhi, he is in the on-deck circle. Should Peter Guess get on?
Guess is one of those 2 juniors.
And here is the 1-1 pitch, which is taken inside for a ball. The count favoring the hitter, Peter Guess, at 2 balls and a strike.
Guess standing in there at 5'10", 152 pounds, I believe it is.
Good size for a ball player. Here is the 2-1 pitch on the way, and it is off the plate, off the outside corner. 3 balls and a strike. Looking at Evan Longley, who's in the on-deck circle. He had a strikeout and throwout in his first at-bat. Now the 3-1 pitch lined and caught nicely by the third baseman, Aaron Hall, who had it played perfectly, didn't have to move a foot.
That was hello.
Hello, a quick reflexes that time. Yeah. In order were the Victory Christian Lions retired, and that will do it for them in their half of the third inning. We are tied up at 2-2 as we head to the bottom half of the third.